Welcome to the Nerd Party.
I'm Darren Moser.
I'm Philip Gilfus.
I'm Daniel Prue.
And this is City Alpha 3.
Welcome, everyone, to City Alpha 3, the Star Trek podcast here on the Nerd Party. I'm Philip Gilfus, joined as always by my co-host Darren Moser and Daniel Prue. So it's going into February here, into Star Trek. We have Star Trek Prodigy wrapping up its second quarter. I feel like it's a sports game at this point. And then we have Star Trek Discovery starting its second half. It's all full of sports metaphors because when you talk.
I remember when it was one show at a time and it ran for 24 episodes and we liked it.
And I suppose there's some slight Star Trek news, nothing earth-shattering. We'd already talked about the calendar being sort of officially approved and out there last recording. I suppose that the update we got was that a confirmation on, but anyway, the plan that Star Trek Picard will end after season 3. And so any reaction from you all that it is a 3-series show?
I mean, I think that's good because it helps them tell a specific story this season and next. If you know it's going to end, you can make sure things wrap up.
Yeah, I think, and it's nice to know that not everything has to go for the long run. It's just they can be more self-contained sort of stuff. And of course, Sir Patrick is getting a little bit older, and maybe he probably didn't want to.
He's finally aging.
He gets a robot body, and all of a sudden he gets older. He probably didn't want to commit to too long. So I think it's good. I think it's for the best for sure.
It's been a short road. Only 3 seasons this time.
Though I wonder, and the answer, I mean, I don't care about the answer. I mean, it doesn't matter to me.
We gave good answers, Philip. What more do you want from us?
But I mean, I wonder, is it 3 series just because Patrick Stewart's like, that's really all I'm interested in, which is fine. I mean, that's the answer. In other words, the dream answer would be like, well, we've got this 3-year plan and it'll be perfect. And no, they don't. I
don't believe
that's
that was
clearly
the case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I suspect it's probably talent. It's probably Patrick Stewart himself, because it did take, by all accounts, when he came out and announced Picard, he was like, they've been trying to get me to look at scripts and stuff for years and years and years now. So I don't think it's. I think he just decided one time he was good. He was good for it, and then he was like, okay, I'll do it for a little while, and then I'll be done, and then I can just be done. So.
That was probably a contingent on him doing season 2. Was he's like, but this and one more is at most what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I wonder, because I don't have his filmography in front of me at the moment. Like prior to Star Trek Picard, what was the last thing he was in? Because I can think X-Men, but that's been a half a minute since he did his last X-Men movie.
I want to say Green Room. I think was the latest movie he was in. That kind of dark thriller where he's like the bad guy.
Okay,
I
vaguely.
think that was.
Yeah, so
I only knew about it because it's Patrick Stewart. So, but
almost all of his most recent stuff was voice acting, including, I guess, American Dad's still going, which I had no idea.
Oh, that's true.
yeah,
it looks like it's mostly voice acting. It's been a few years since he's been in it. Like Logan was probably the last thing he was in.
That's true. I think Logan might have been after Green Room.
Yeah.
I'd have to look.
Because in other words, I wonder if he's sort of basically semi-retired from acting. I mean, I know he did
not kind of like Sean Connery.
Yeah.
Just
and not too long ago. I mean,
stop.
not yesterday, but not too long ago, he was onto the stage with Sir Ian doing their Waiting for Godot. I know that was a couple years ago, but that's stage work is still is I would argue of the most. It's the most work intensive. But I wonder if he's sort of, which goodness knows he's earned it. So
maybe he was just looking to upgrade his retirement home. He just wanted like something nice, and so he's like,
Talking
okay.
to the wife, we need another wing. All right, how about 3 years of Trek ought to do
But then
it.
I'm done.
I like that. It's just there to anyway. Yes, I like it. Any other Star Trek going-ons or Star Trek news or anything else you all have in the past since our recording?
I watched a DS9 episode. Just
Hey,
popped
you're
something
taking
in.
my thing. Don't take my thing.
I'm the one who watched the DS9 episode. You can watch something else this time. But no, I watched one that was always kind of my personal and one I enjoyed. But I think it was season 4, episode 23, The Quickening, which is the heavy Bashir-focused episode where we're in the Dominion or we're in the Gamma Quadrant and we find a planet and they have a blight on their face and eventually it'll kill you and there's no cure. And that cannot stand. So Dr. Bashir wrestles with the local medicine man kind of guy who basically he's not a doctor. He's more like, I make people comfortable and then poison them when they're ready to die. And I'm like, each his own. But he's able to develop a vaccine that protects the children of the next generation. But he's still, at the end of the episode, searching for a cure to affect the people who are affected now.
I thought you were going to say 30% of the population refused to take it. And I was like,
well,
man.
Maybe. But I wanted to mention, though, the cold open. I had completely forgot about this cold open, which I'm assuming was just there so that Kira, Worf, Jadzia was, but like Kira, Worf, and Quark are in this cold open because that's the only time they show up in the entire episode. So, but it's this tiny little plot of Quark reprograms the replicators on the ship. First off, that they play like an ad on their screen, and it's like, Quark's is great, Quark's is fun, don't walk now, go to Quark's, run. That's basically, I mean, not a lot of thought was put into this jingle from Quark, but the best part was when Worf storms in and he's like, I don't know how you did it, but he holds up his mug and it says Quark. So basically reprogrammed it. So all replicated stuff had his brand on it. And it was just, it's so absurd and hilarious. And it's like, and they never mention it ever again in all of Star Trek, but it was fun.
And having not seen it recently, but just when I saw you posted that, it did make me think, like, why is Quark advertising? Like, okay, we're
He's
stationed.
got a monopoly on the station.
Yeah, we're stationed on Deep Space Nine, and we're like, so where do y'all want to eat tonight?
Well, it's a
should we go
Klingon
to-
place, but
we went there
we've done
last night. Where else should we go?
There's the Replimat.
I mean, I could eat from replicator at home if I want to do that.
Well, and here's a question: replicated food from your quarters replicator versus replicated food from Quark's replicator. Is there a difference?
Well, you have to pay for one, so there's a little bit of a difference.
Do you? Is that even how it works? I don't remember ever seeing. Is there like a tab system? I don't know. I don't remember seeing Bashir pay for anything. I don't know. Well, actually, maybe that is it. Maybe because it's not the food; it's the gambling.
Yeah,
I'm
trying to think. It's
he wants
because
you to come in because that's where he'd make money.
Like Vegas, the drinks are free, but it's because they want you to.
Yeah, but that's a good point. Like, there's 3 games in town, and Quark is one of them, and he's got prime real estate.
I mean, he has a second floor.
That's right. Well, that's where all the Replimats are. Yeah, or the not Replimats, the hollow.
Hollow Suites.
Hollow Suites.
Sweet. Yeah.
There's a early season 1 episode where the guy builds a restaurant / casino next door, and he gets really upset about it.
Yeah.
So
with the
he was the
probability ball.
Yeah. He was the Elorian. Yeah. But Darren, Mr. Thunderstealer, you're not the only one that watched Deep Space Nine this week.
You did.
We watched.
Right.
It's okay. We can watch 2 episodes apart from each other.
My partner and I watched Civil Defense. And at the end of it, she goes, that was my favorite episode so far. She loved Over the Top Ducat. And
Attention, Bajoran workers.
and every time they tried to fix it or solve the problem, it just got worse and worse and worse. And it was great. It's such a good episode. So I love that episode.
I love civil defense.
I think we all.
We've peacefully tried to kill you, and you haven't stopped resisting. Please resist no more. This is for your own good, Bajoran workers.
I think we all enjoy just picturing the scene not shown where, 10 years earlier, sorry to interrupt you. Remember today we're going to be doing the video recording?
Oh, not today.
Yeah, so we got a couple scripts here, like 20 pads.
I haven't even memorized my lines.
I'll meet you down at the Hollow Suite. We'll do the recording. They call me One Take Ducat. We'll get it done. All right,
so for this one, I want you to be just let's. I know you were at like a 5. If we could go to like a 7 for this one,
or even better. Now I know you're. Let's pretend he calls him Your Excellency for some silly reason. He's like, and I know you they would never resist you to a level 5 incursion,
but just in
case.
It's from higher. It's from the whatever they call the Cardassian headquarters.
That it's gone so bad that you have to flood it with neosine gas. Let's just take it from that page 2 right there. Just I know they would never resist you, but we got to do this.
HR says, man, it says we have to do this.
Yeah, I'm just checking a list. My hands are tied.
And then, like the ones that we didn't see, this is just a fun one. This is just for a fun one to keep them laughing.
Now I'm also picturing Ducat like trying to figure out what to say. Where he's like, "Bajorans, my friends." No, that's too.
Would I say my friends?
Too friendly.
That doesn't sound right.
How about just workers? Workers of the no, but I gotta be more specific. Than the Cardassian Bajoran workers. That sounds with enough.
All right, we're gonna do one more for safety. One more for safety. Okay. All right. Yes.
Do I go now? Okay. Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Do we need to bring in another light? We only have
I don't know
4.
why this is the funniest thing, thinking of Ducat having to sit down and do these recordings.
I'm not doing number 8. That's a dumb script. All right. Well, Ducat's improv filming is not what we'll be talking about today. So there's, speaking of Star Trek news, not necessarily from the franchise, but Star Trek related, for collectors like me, or people who just like toys like me, I guess. People were very excited that Playmates, your home of Star Trek toys, take that, Delube, has announced that they're back, baby. They're bringing back Star Trek for Playmates, and so they announced a new
Data
line.
and Picard, just guessing.
Yeah.
Data and Picard, are they on the line?
No, I'll go through all of them. There's actually not that many, but I'll tell you. But this, I guess, this is sort of we'll see how it goes. All right. So they have a few. So the first whatever is from Star Trek 2. They have a Admiral Kirk, a Captain Spock, and a Khan. From Star Trek TNG, they have regular uniform, if you know what I mean. Picard, Riker, and Data.
So season 3 uniform.
Yeah, 4 or whatever. But yes, yeah. From Discovery, this is a bizarre choice on they went sort of season 1 with, or maybe season 2. But anyway, no, season 1. It's almost like with Science Officer Michael Burnham and Commander Saru.
Traitor.
No, she's in her science officer. Yeah. Let's see.
It was just before the Battle of the Binary Stars. That's what.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, because he was the science officer and she was the XO. In this one, he's the wearing command gold and she's wearing the. So I guess maybe this was season 2 then,
this
right?
Is post Lorca.
That does seem kind of weird because we're kind of past those uniforms, but.
Anywho. But anyway.
Little Tommy's going to hold up the figure and be like, why does this not match what's on the screen, Daddy? I don't understand.
It's like, what do I do with my Tasha Yar uniform? But anyway, so the only thing I mean, there's stuff. There's not an official, I think what they're saying, online July 2022, in stores this fall. So look out, your summer. Start saving now. They're 5-inch as opposed to 4 and whatever the originals were.
Okay, so they're a little bigger.
Skosh.
It did seem like they're
not big first
joints.
contact, or by not the dolls, but like first contact from the movie. That was kind
it's
of
not a 10-inch, 12-inch line. It's
just
smaller,
slightly bigger. I should still work with your accessories, but anywho, that got me thinking. One thing I always complain about, and especially I know with you two Star Warsies, Warsers, You all know how a franchise can merchandise. Star Trek is not that franchise.
It's where the real money from the movie is made.
I was just watching an 80s montage, and it had like the Spaceballs merchandise. So
Spaceballs the flamethrower. The kids love this one.
So what I wanted to take this episode to do was for us to pitch 21st century Star Trek merchandise. What do I mean? And I'll go through it, but this is my game I want to play with you all. That we're just going to go round robin style. I'll give you you know them, but I'll give you the 21st century Trek. Everyone can choose one show or series, pitch an item, but you can't repeat series unless we use them all. And we may not even go that far. So, for instance, we have Enterprise, we have the Kelvinverse films, you know that, Discovery, Lower Decks, Picard, and Prodigy. We don't see Strange New Worlds yet, so we're going to leave that aside for the moment. So I'll go. I'm not the king of all things, but I'll tell you what I know of that exists. So for Enterprise, they did make actual figures. That probably would have been, I don't know, they were 10-inch. I got one back here, but anyway.
Yeah, they were pretty big.
Yeah. And so that they at least did the figures for Enterprise, and each figure had like a piece of the bridge, I think.
Wasn't there an Archer one in the spacesuit as well?
I think so. Yeah, some of the spacesuits, and then they did of course make an actual Enterprise. I don't think that was I think that was Diamond Select. Don't quote me. I don't. But anyway, but that was pretty much. I think you get a phase pistol that they sold. You know, like a toy one, obviously, or I mean, like. Not like a fancy collector's one, just like I'm thinking like a regular kids aisles. Maybe one other item. For the Kelvinverse, their figures were like original, like small. I got one of theirs. Like they were like that big.
Yeah,
the figures, crazy
small.
They were crazy small. And then for Discovery, the only thing I've seen is sort of the doll size. Sorry, that's 10-inch, right? I've seen they've had maybe 2 or 3. Of the doll size Discovery. It's like Michael, Saru, and maybe that's it. But I feel like I've seen those at like Walmart and Target. And then I think the Galoot, is that Galoot? What, you know, like the ones they make for everything, you know,
right.
But I think they've made some Discovery ones. And that's it. I mean, you can talk about, I suppose, Hero, you know, Eagle Moss, Hero Collector. That's kind of its own thing. But that's all that exists for 21st century Star Trek. I mean, I was including Enterprise just to be generous, you know.
Well, yeah, and thinking back to, I mean, the Playmates' heyday of, like, they were cranking out.
Here's Dixon Hill.
Yeah, they had
Here's
so
Riker at
many,
his first contact disguise.
Here's Thomas Riker, same sculpt as Will Riker, but with yellow. I mean, that's literally all they had to do.
So are we specifically talking like figures here?
No,
or just
I'm opening it up. And, you know, and of course, I forgot, of course, Daniel's favorite, of course, game was from the Kelvinverse. I don't want to exclude that.
I didn't know games counted, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, we have to cast a wide net because goodness knows they haven't.
Right.
So I, you know, whoever wants to start first. So, like I said, so like, you know, if you say Discovery, the next person can't say Discovery, and you know what I'm saying. So, but Daniel, you have
don't play by your rules.
Yes, I know.
Philip.
I have 4 Quatleys on this. So Daniel, you have anything, you know, a merchandise suggestion, pitch, craziness that you'd like to see from one of these 21st century Star Trek because they need help.
They do need help. It's true, and you kind of lumped me in with Darren earlier as a Star Wars fan. I don't know if I'd call myself a Star Wars fan. I'm a Star Wars fan adjacent, maybe.
Appreciator.
Yes, appreciator.
Right.
A light Star Wars fan. But I will tell you, just because this is my current
What would
obsession.
Pokemon do?
Exactly. My current obsession is Pokemon. And Pokemon is the biggest franchise in the world and makes most of its money from merchandise. A very large percentage of it, like 80%.
Collect them all.
That's right.
It's literally what it is.
That's exactly what it is. So I know there are ways to be good at merchandising. And like you said, like you mentioned, Spaceballs, of course, very famously with the lunch boxes and all of that stuff, flamethrowers and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, no, my mind immediately and instantly goes to, and we kind of talked about this with when we did our Enterprise video game episode, but I would say put a game in Discovery. Make a Discovery game. There's no reason why you couldn't do it. And
Follow Spock's shuttle.
It's a DLC.
And to be fair to what I'm saying now, they did just recently announce a Star Trek video game. We talked a little bit about that, but it's a narrative-driven, just a single-player game, which is like the first time they've done that in 10, 15 years. So they are already doing this, but they're doing it for the TNG timeline. And if we're specifically talking about the newer properties, I would say you could do a Discovery game, and you could make it interesting. You could set it during, I guess, probably like... Man, I don't know.
Well, that's the beauty. I mean, as much as we rag on it, if you're doing this, that's the beauty of Discovery, because you can do everything with it. You can have Klingon War, you can have Mirrorverse, you can have, To the Future, you could have, DLC Pike on the Enterprise, which is Strange New Worlds, but still.
Philip, don't tell them to make a Mirror Universe video game, because then I'll have to play it, and I'm going to hate it
it's
the whole
just
time.
killing everybody. That's all you do. What do you
play as the
decision
Empress.
tree at the bottom is like, do you kill them or do you kill them? And
Do you kill them or do you publicly kill them? Yeah, so, okay.
kill them in private or kill them in the agony booth. Your choice.
But that's like you say, you could pick any season, because every season is weirdly different in Discovery. You could easily put something neat in there, and tell a more. Take some time, because Discovery's always at warp 10. Maybe like tell a really nice slow story that you could do in a video game that you couldn't do in traditional, 40-minute chunks. So I think that'd be interesting, and get to know some of those characters that we don't really get to see that much.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm playing Star Trek Online now because they did a cool update. But anyway, I'm almost picturing like you start as Lieutenant X on during the Battle of Binary Stars, and you can be on the Shinzo. You can whatever, it doesn't matter. And
You don't want to be on the Shinzo there.
Well, that's cool. Like that's your tutorial, and escape, and then
Okay. And then it blows up.
Yeah. I mean, technically, it did not blow up because it was still there a couple episodes later when Michael had to go back and retrieve it. But anyway, you still had to escape. Okay. A Discovery game. I like it because there's so much you could do. You don't have to do every voice, but you could. It'd be cool. All right, Darren, what's your series pick and merchandise item?
I'm picking the low-hanging fruit, I think, with Prodigy. It's built for toys. They're going to be Prodigy toys. There has to be. And you know what I want to see? So in Star Wars, they've done... I don't remember what they call this line, but it's like these little figures that are about maybe 2 inches tall. So that'd be around 5 of your centimeters, Phil. But
Earth
they're
centimeters?
those your Earth centimeters. But they're kind of like they're posed like with their legs kind of spread with kind of big stomper boots, and they all look the same, like very similar, and they're all in like that same pose, but they're obviously the different characters. But it's a kid's toy line because they use them, and they have like vehicles for them. So they have like a Millennium Falcon, but it's like sitting in a little cockpit, window. So it's all kind of curved and stylized and simplified, but it's great because you can buy like a 5-pack of Stormtroopers for not much money because it's so small and everything comes together so well. So I would go kind of like that route. So don't be going, like a Playmates look as far as
Action figure.
As action figure, you're more going for, and they don't have any articulation. They're just solid cast. They can maybe hold something, or the point is they fit in all the vehicles, and everything comes with like a vehicle. So I would do that because then you could have the Protostar, and you could make it, where the top is open, or kind of makes me think of like the Fantastic Car at this point, where it's just a thing with open seats that they're sitting in. But you could do that and have, there's not really any.
Darren, the thing is too about the Protostar is if you had that open top thing, you're very much closer to canon than you would be with something like
that is true.
With the Enterprise, like when they do the Enterprise thing, it's like obviously much. Not that it matters, but it's still
right.
It still could. You could
the
easily
scale
scale
is
it,
actually not that far off.
Right.
Well, you have the
3 times
wheelie vehicle. I forget.
That's
the name.
true.
I forget it's the same
Well, I
thing as
think
Nemesis.
you'd probably have like a couple seats in the front and then like one in the back with like something to represent the proto core, and that would be your back. But yeah, you just want to make something that's swooshable and is fun to to fly around the room. But yeah, I think we have to be getting some sort of Prodigy toys. I mean, they're again not action figure derived, but I mean, can we put some
Toys.
sort of slime in a bucket and it's Murph? Because
Murph.
that's just
Murph,
I mean,
what was it called? Gak?
that's-
Murph Gak.
yeah, Murph Gak. But I mean, it's so easy.
Well, I was just
do
thinking,
it.
you have the vehicle replicator. I was just kind of, when you were talking, I was like, about the ship. I was like, that's where you put your Play-Doh in. You know, like you just
It's like
vehicle
creepy crawlers.
replicated.
You stick it in and it pops out a Murph out of the frame.
Why is not Prodigy in Happy Meals? Come on, people.
That's not on TV.
It isn't. It is though, kind of.
Nickelodeon?
Isn't it on Nickelodeon?
Oh,
I thought it was airing
that's
on
true.
Nickelodeon.
Is it? I don't know.
Is there
I watch
a
it
ban on
through.
streaming from McDonald's?
Who knows? I'm just saying, like, it's
Is Paw
that's
Patrol on a real channel? I don't know.
That's a good point.
I have no idea actually.
But yeah, but I'm picturing that, you could have the because they have like dress up toys where, like, for Toy Story, where you have like Bo Peep's staff or Buzz's Astro Blaster. So do something where you have Gwen's like arm wrap with that turns into a sword. Like, you could take it off and you could have because they have their pistols, which are very non-gun shaped. They're just kind of curved.
Yeah.
And a comm badge, and there you go.
There you go.
You got a little dress up. One size unitard gray, stretchy cadet uniforms not included.
Could have goggles. I mean, it's literally from the credits.
Yeah.
Everything person's thing, a glove. Anyway. All right. I like it. All right. So for mine, I don't have my concept yet. It's loose, but you'll just have to go with me. So lower decks. So I'm thinking, and this isn't merchandise, but I suppose we could find a way to app.
Data bubble bath.
Well,
No,
I'm thinking like, you have these things. I don't know if it's actually officially licensed, but where you can Simpsonify yourself into that, graphics of what you want.
okay.
What would you look like as a lower decks yourself?
Right.
And I don't know, you could do it a bunch of ways. In fact, you could do it several, like the lower decks filter.
So Snapchat
It's-
Filter. That's what you're
Yeah,
talking about.
exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sure those don't cost anything. I don't know how filters work. I'm in my 40s. But anyway, but that's still hype. I mean, merchandise you do have, but I mean, some hype doesn't work. But yeah, and then you can maybe have something of where, and you can go a million ways of where it's I don't know, but yeah, you could either like pay to maybe some like lower decks camera or whatever, but where you somehow take a picture,
Put you in a scene.
yes,
Yeah.
and then you make yourself an animated lower decks because it has a look to it, like The Simpsons, of what you would look like. Do
a website where it's kind of like a choose your own adventure, like you're setting up these scenes, and at the beginning you use a creator to make a lower decksified of your face, and then it's just simple, like Mariner's like, hey crewman, blah, blah, blah. Let's go. Oh, we have to go clean out the warp transfer conduit.
This is an app,
and then
it's an app, and that's how you pay
Oh
for
yeah,
it.
you're right.
There you go.
You're right. It's an app.
Or
You're
it's
selling
free.
it. You're selling it.
It's free, hand quote
Right.
app. But
if you want Mirror Universe,
to add to your
Mariner.
character, you do have to.
well, if you want one
earn
of the
credits.
the TC-87s, if you need one of those, you got to pay for it.
Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, I want my Lord. Again, I'm not even talking about like it has to be a whole Telltale game, whatever. It just be a little donkey but cool adventure. Play around the world. Like you said, choose your own adventure thing, and it's more about just character building, like literal characterization, personalization. That's what I'm looking for. And then obviously there's this is all millennial and younger, all the social sharing you can do, post your character on Instagram or whatever. And the cooler you can look, the more you have to pay. But yeah, that's my thought. Because I think Lower Decks is about sense of fun and the look. That's what I'm going for. That's what I'm pitching to you.
I think it works. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I definitely like the lower deck yourself, or ensign-fy yourself, however you want it. That's
right.
And
The ensignization process.
and you can add like a scar and a goatee if you want.
Oh
to
yeah, your
be,
mirror version.
Yeah,
Yes.
or no, that's a great idea.
Well, or your holodeck version in her, the epic movie
Yeah.
holodeck version.
Ooh.
Pirate yourself, Oreo.
Badgie toy. That's all I'm saying. It's like a little comm badge, and you tap it, and it swears at you.
Yeah, because I think with Lower Decks, this is going to be adult, or collector, I suppose is how you would say it the best way. But collector, but I mean, not as in it costs a lot, but it's also going to be like not for kids. This is going to be at your, look, it's going to make money. So I'm not here to judge where this is. It's going to be at like your Spencer's type, Hot Topic type, places. That's where we're going to make our money for this.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we'll do a second round, see how much. So just as a reminder of what you have to choose left, you can choose. I've already forgotten. So we already picked Prodigy. We picked Lower Decks and Discovery. So what we have left is Enterprise, Kelvinverse, and Picard. So Darren, I'll let you go and pick Daniel last time. So you either can pick some merchandise to create from Enterprise, Kelvinverse, or Picard.
Now, are we doing... I was kind of confused why we're doing Enterprise, because that
21st century.
Like this same... Oh, 21st. Okay. I'm like, it feels like that's like the end of 2005, and then we jump, a couple decades before these other ones.
I mean, not as much merchandising, of course, you could argue, but anyway.
Okay, no, we're gonna go back to the mid-aughts, and I need for Enterprise, I need a Nerf compatible phase pistol, like yesterday.
I like it. I like where you're going.
Or one of those laser tag systems with like the lights that never work in daylight, like at all. Like the technology was not ready. Maybe now if we try it again, but and you could have and they're smart because the colorings on the two teams are red
versus blue.
No, I was going to say blue and gold, so
it.
that they avoid red because they know.
No, I like it. Okay, this is where I'm going to take this idea because I don't know if you guys remember. I'm young or old enough. I remember when the photon or laser tag craze came around. I remember watching a show called Photon Saturday morning. It's probably horrible if I watched it now, but it was cool when I was 6. And so obviously they exist, but like the stereotype of like paintball is like the guy who brings his own paintball gun, like that guy.
Right.
What if this is for laser tag and you're bringing your own like Enterprise laser tag kit to the laser tag place? Because it's all standard issue, but like it's universal. It works for everything. There's a key you use when you go to the business. Like, this will get me into your system. But you already have your Enterprise kitted Mako, your Mako kit.
Yeah. You got to Mako brand it. Why is there a shark? What does that have to do with Star Trek?
Like you see all these kids coming in, you see the guy in like the gray, I forget what the Mako uniform looked like.
No, even better. It opens up, the ad opens up in a barber shop and the kid's getting like a Mako haircut. Which has nothing to do with it.
He's going very Starship Troopers, I think.
Yeah, I'm thinking like what Travis looked like in the mirror, where he was all like decked out and just looked
had the earring
menacing. Yeah. It's like the kids are like, wait, am I supposed to want to go to the barber or am I supposed to want this laser tag?
Hey kids, Major Hayes here.
But no, I like that because I had one of those types of systems, and it was a little like chest box, and it had a little back thing as well, and you had a little, and it kind of worked, but the tech was not
surely
there,
the tech has improved. I mean, sorry, even if it was 2000,
maybe by 2005, it was. That's probably a couple decades after I last played with it, but that or Nerf would be cool.
If we do it Nerf, what's the difference between stun and kill on your Nerf?
That's a full pump. That's a full pump.
There's a switch, and on stun it only shoot one dart. On kill it shoots both darts at the same time.
Oh, there you go.
I like it. All right, I'll let you go next, Daniel. I'll pick whatever you don't use. You got Kelvinverse or Picard?
Well, I'm going to talk Kelvinverse because
I thought so.
Yeah, to be fair, there's already marketing crossover built into that universe. We literally visit a Budweiser factory as the engine room, and
I love it.
They mention a product that you cannot buy on store shelves, which is Budweiser Classic. Why is that not a thing? Why was that not a thing with Star Trek all over it? Like, you could have bought bottles with the Enterprise on it or whatever. Like, obviously the Budweiser Paramount love was there, but it was a one-way street. I think Budweiser needed to put some Star Trek love on their stuff. So
and I mean, because I was about to say, it's not like, alcohol advertising is illegal. It happens all the time. Like, it's one of the few drugs you can freely advertise, as opposed to cigarettes. But anyway, I don't know who wants to do a commercial. I mean, I'm sure they all want money. But, like, why was, like, Anton, rest in peace, or, any one of them not doing the Budweiser commercial in, like, the kit?
it could have been Simon Pegg because he was in the engine room. Like, he could have been the guy that
with Kiesner.
Yeah, with Keenzer, Keenzer could have been like the
smoke
mask guy. Yeah.
What was Jessica and my wife were trying to think. What was the name of the dog? Like, it's a little. I know y'all a little young for this, but y'all remember there used to be like the dog in Budweiser that had like the spot eye,
no.
Or was it Bud Light? Y'all are too young. But anyway,
I remember the frogs with Budweiser.
Oh, God.
I don't remember a dog.
Yeah, I was 20 by the time that happened. Okay, but anyway. So no, I like that. I mean, because again, merchandising. We're not saying like kids. This can be however you do it. So no, I love that. I mean, I would. I'm not a beer drinker,
dude. Budweiser releases a Synthahol brand.
I mean, it's already water.
Light beer.
You don't have to.
It's one of those seltzer beers or something. So
you
I don't
call
know.
it
I don't know how that
Budweiser
works.
Classic. You call it the beer of the future.
Parentheses. Beer of the future. Yes.
Yeah, and you make it like some fancy packaging. You don't even have to sell it for very long. You sell it for the 3-month window of the movie or whatever. But why didn't they do that? Like, again, we literally went to your thing to film the movie. Why can't you, a little bit of back and forth here? So, missed opportunity.
Yeah. I mean, it's any. Not that I would even know. I remember when I went to Star Trek: The Experience in Vegas back in the day. You could get or you could get cases. Sorry, that's what I'm trying to say. Cases of Romulan ale and something else. I can't remember what the something else was.
Was it Canar? Probably?
No, that would have been too. Yeah, I don't know if it was like Saurian brandy,
Root beer.
Yeah, or something. but anyway,
it's Earth drink.
And I forget. I'm sure I had. I forget what it is. It's like probably just like a green dyed beer.
Little did we know in the late '90s, root beer sales at Star Trek: The Experience saved the A&E brand from going under.
But yeah, I mean,
A&W.
I was going to say A&E. I don't know if they'd be really involved in that, but
the short-lived. I don't know if they still exist.
Look, guys. All we need is someone from Star Trek property to call up Barq's and say, "Hey, you just got to change the letter." And we got Quark's root beer right here.
Or it's bar apostrophe QS, and and then you make it a Klingon thing.
Barq's Quark's root beer. Oh, it sells itself, guys. It sells itself.
Yeah. I mean, but like, I am. I don't know if you two want to be included in this. I'm stupid. I would buy this stuff. You just said there's a case of Bud Classic. I don't even drink Budweiser, but I'd be like, nah, sure. You slap it. You slap a label on it.
You know
I'm
how
going to
many
drink
Pepsi
it.
cans I bought that were for the episode 1 with the little characters on them when I didn't really drink Pepsi or Mountain Dew at all?
That's right. Yeah, I remember
I had so many of those.
There's a Mountain Dew. Oh God. What was it called? Livewire, I want to say, and that was a Halo cross promotion. I know people that still have those. Like, it's.
By the way, I love that Mountain Dew has to advertise to gamers. Picture to any gamer who has 50 cans empty next to their gaming chair. You know what I should be
why
drinking?
they make it that color so it shows up in the dark gaming room so you can tell where it is.
Hey, and that's not even an insult. I would gladly do that some nights if I could. Yeah, no, I love that. Okay, so I'm stuck with Picard as I knew it would be, and that's fine.
Barq's Barq's
There you go.
is front runner for episode title.
There you go. Root beer, yes. So Picard. Okay, don't have an idea. Again, I think it's going to be adults because it's not a kid show. We're not trying to get them whatever. Picard is hard. Nothing's popping out as far as, so I'll open source this to you all. I don't know. We've gotten drinks. We've gotten
Look
food.
at your shirt.
Just the Chateau Picard. It's not
wine.
official, but yeah.
You can do a wine. I know that's kind of the same thing we just did, but
Yeah.
That's true. I know a lot of Star Wars fans. I mean, there's the winery up in Marin County, so you have the Skywalker Ranch wines, and people love those.
Well, here it is. I'll let you finish in a second. Because I slacked this all to y'all, but I'll express this out loud here, and maybe this could be a tie-in. Was rewatching Picard season 1 because that's my mission here. And of course, as we probably all know, Jean-Luc is from Le Bar, France. Now, I was thinking to myself, I'm not crazy far from France if I really, really, really want to make the trip. I mean, surely there's maybe a thing, Janeway has a statue, in Indiana. I believe Kirk, doesn't he have a statue somewhere in Iowa? I can't remember.
I'm pretty sure he does. Yeah. Well, there's the birthplace of Kirk sign, which I think is like an Enterprise. I don't think it's Kirk.
Yeah.
But
so I was like, Le Bar, France, maybe that's, but then I looked it up and I'm, stupid American. Apparently it's I guess it's saying Springfield, USA. There's a bunch of them,
right.
and no place has really claimed it. And so I looked at Memory Alpha and they're like, they thought it was always Bordeaux, but then in Picard, there's a reference when you look at the wine to the Sudra region, which name I can't remember. But that's Star Trek. Just pick a place, or just have a bidding war. Pick a place.
Yeah, have a bidding war.
And then just have a big. That could have been the launch of Picard. They could have been have an event there somewhere in France.
He gets a key to the city. He cuts a ribbon. Everybody's happy.
Philip.
Oh, it's just on Best of or Family. Was it a parade? What was it they wanted to have?
Oh, yeah.
There will be no parade.
Listen.
Of course, there'll be a parade.
It's said in Broken Bow or early on in Enterprise that
Oklahoma.
Even though Archer spent most of his life in San Francisco, his birthplace is in upstate New York. And I am from upstate New York. But that is a very, very large place. So I really wish that they would have just picked a place.
Hey.
So I could have been like, hey, I grew up,
Just pick
minutes.
Ticonderoga. They already have the Star Trek sets there.
You could do that. Yeah, absolutely.
Was it Riker from Alaska
Yes.
as well?
I had an uncle from Canada. Oh, Alaska. Oh.
Also
no,
huge.
it's awkward.
Also very large.
That's
of a
awkward.
place,
Yeah. It's only the largest state by volume.
So, but yeah, that's my winery. So bring it back. So pick a Le Bar, France. That's where Picard's from. Just plant the flag, make the plaque. Key to the city, all that. And then, for goodness sake, if there's not a winery there already, which there should be, but if there's not, then just make it up. This is Chateau Picard that you can get from France. It'll be from France. It may actually be from that place. And then, there you go.
If it's not from Le Bar, France, it's just sparkling. Well, and that's smart. It makes me think of in the movie Interstellar, where they actually just planted a cornfield to film, then sold the corn at the end and made a profit off of it. It's just do that. Just partner with a winery and you're gold.
And I get,
Yeah, or you. I'm sorry. I
Go ahead.
I was going to say, yeah, like you just said, Darren, partner with like a couple of wineries around America, right? And just make a Chateau Picard experience where you go and they dress it up all fancy, and it's like a history.
Do Romulan agents try to kill you while you're
yes, you got to pay extra. That's a VIP experience.
And then at the end, they give you a bottle of
picture with a dog.
It's just you take a picture with a dog, and then there you go. Yeah, perfect.
Number one.
Picture with.
It's number 1.5. They don't last long. But anyway. But yeah. That's a mini experience.
So Star Trek fans would go.
Yeah.
We would flock there.
Yeah. And like I said, maybe not France, because it's not necessarily as big in Europe. I think it's big in Germany. We got to figure out what the German tie is.
Yeah, it's big in Germany.
Yeah.
They're close enough. They'll just pop over. And...
I want Euro Star Trek the experience. Where's that?
There you go.
Okay, let's look at Disney's history and realize why that is a terrible idea. But
I just don't do big things outside of the U.S.
They actually have castles here. You have to build it bigger.
But yeah, so okay, yeah. So maybe, and then so you could have a U.S. winery that's. They're making it all up. They're importing it from the Chateau Picard in France, hand quote, hand quote, hand quote. Whatever. It's red stuff and it's grape juice.
The U.S. Napa winery would just be the Starfleet version, because we're close enough to San Francisco.
See, I've never been to San Francisco. Is there any Star Trek stuff? Like, I mean, you know what I'm talking about. I know, like, yes, look, there's the bridge and everything. But
Not
like,
that I can. Not that I can.
how
think
not?
of.
I mean, because I know the place is $1 billion to live in, but like, how can they not have something? Maybe they don't care about it or they don't need the money. But I mean, surely, just something near the bridge.
I mean,
they don't even need to be.
The hard thing is that
as long as I can
most of
see
the-
it, you know.
most of the Starfleet stuff is technically on the north side of the Bay Bridge, which there's nothing there. Like it's at least building wise. So yeah, I don't know.
I mean, again, it's probably very expensive, so that's probably no one ever wants to develop over there. But anyway, in a perfect world or better world, I mean, yeah, nothing there.
Well, there is. I mean, it's interesting. It makes me think of like the Yoda Fountain, which is a publicly accessible area in the Lucasfilm headquarters, which is in San Francisco, and a lot of Star Wars fans go there and like will take a picture in front of it. Like they don't go in, but they just because it's publicly available. So if you just had just a fountain or something that was representing, future site of Starfleet headquarters or Starfleet Academy, Star Wars fans or Star Trek fans would pilgrimage there just to take a picture. I mean, that's what they do anyway.
I got it, because I've been thinking, especially with Picard, but it's really just Star Trek in general. Pick a place in America. It doesn't necessarily have to be in California. Can you pick anywhere for this concept, as long as it's obviously trafficked and near an airport? The Daystrom Institute. So you have the Daystrom Institute, and it can be a marriage of Star Trek stuff, but working science museum. So, like, you have the android section, but then you also have, like, real life, like robotics. And, like, you'd host, like, robotics competitions that I'm sure they do at the high schools and lower grades. And then you could have...
I mean, the only thing with Daystrom, though, is it's kind of like a niche of a word within a franchise. Like, I think you'd have to go Starfleet or nothing. Like, you have to be as broad of a term that passing people might connect what it's about. Because Daystrom.
I mean, I could see it being like a nonprofit sort of thing that you set up and help fund, and then you can use that as like kind of underground marketing, but also like it's actually an organization that like literally its goal is to whatever advance robotics or AI or science or whatever. If you want to go more,
NASA's not doing anything now. I mean, they can just take one of their places. And, I'm kidding.
You make it small, but you get a bunch of grad students or whatever that they want to work on. I can see that. That's a cool idea.
But Boston Daystrom Institute.
There you go. That works. You could just, franchise may be the wrong word, but you could franchise it where it's just, maybe it's a part, it's I don't know the business entity or organization you would do, so it doesn't matter. But for lack of a better word, universities or nonprofits or whatever, you could host a Daystrom Institute in your whatever museum, university, lab, and you'd be given the name. It could be like a little, you have to fill up a form and do some things or whatever. And so, they'd fly out some props and stuff and set up for you, and then you would partner, and that could just be a whole. Because this isn't me slapping down the 21st century Star Trek, but I don't know if the science connection is as strong with the old series, and maybe it is. What do I know? I'm old now.
I'll take my programmable matter 101 course. It's totally plausible.
But this could maybe help sort of build up that connection and provide. I mean, this is getting too serious, so I'll stop. But like provide scholarships and opportunities, maybe for kids who don't have that many opportunities, maybe where they are, because not everyone lives near a place where there's a STEM whatever and blah 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 blah. And not just STEM, because arts are important too. But y'all know what I'm trying to say. I mean, that can be, but it could be in each.
No way. Not everybody doesn't take some sort of an instrument course or painting or acting course.
You could have concerts, classic orchestra concerts at all these places, just like Star Trek. Opera.
I don't know why Soji's in all these paintings, but somehow she is.
Yes.
They're just going off on a quick tangent.
Sure.
I was thinking, I'd like there to be some sort of like premium or like curated or like upper
experience.
No, not an experience. Like an upper level of like Star Trek merchandise. Like here is screen accurate
like a Diamond Select.
You could say Diamond Select, and you could use.
I know
Diamond
what
Select,
you're saying.
but I mean,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
across
Yeah.
everything. Like here is our official com badge for every series, and it is like premium, like like 100+ or whatever, and it's like
Pewter figures as far as the eye can
pewter
see. Oh wait,
No, I can get because like what's the company? I mean, we don't have to advertise, but like the one that does the badges, like that's a specific company.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
Star Trek. I feel I'm sure they just buy the license.
Right.
I mean, I say just.
it might have been a Novos, but Novos.
No, it's
I don't
the
remember.
because they do the little cartoony pins, which I'm not a fan of, but they'll do the actual com badges too.
But there's a
Yeah,
company,
whatever it's called. But like, why isn't it? Well, because like I know every company's a company. Like in other words, there's not Star Trek the company. But I don't know. It just seems like it's like we have these little bits that we sell off. Like, oh, you have because it's just license. I guess that's what it is. Oh, you have a license to do combat. You have like I mean, like Playmates. And again, I'm not saying they could be evil for all I know in real life. But like they did everything. Like they did. We'll do. I mean, toys. But that's broad.
true.
It was very broad. Action figures, ships. Phasers, and it wasn't now as you're saying, Daniel. A lot of that stuff necessarily wasn't screen accurate because like the phasers were decent. I mean, none of them are great by today's standards. In the 90s it was cool, but like if you get like a Playmates phaser, you're like, that's not what they look like. Like they sold com badges that were like this big, to play, But yeah, like when I went again, I feel like I'm dropping this all the time, so start taking a drink. When I went to Star Trek The Experience, there were two shops, literally. There was like the normal gift shop, then there was like the Admiral something. It was Admiral something, and that was like, money I didn't have at the time. But I mean, I think that's where you go. Like, I remember the thing I saw, which I now touch and own because now I'm an adult. They had the Picard, the
jacket.
Yes, and I loved that. And of course, it was like at the time, it was like, of course, probably how much I paid for this one. But anyway, but it was like 80 or 90 or 100. It was something that. At 20,
it's
I did not have.
not gift shop. It's
Yeah.
that second tier.
Yeah, and so maybe it is. It's basically Anvos, but legitimate and not failing, and in front of you. And so yeah, no, I agree, Daniel, because I think and I don't know how you do it. Because
But that makes sense though, because I mean, look at Eagle Moss. I mean, Eagle Moss is not really targeted as kids.
No,
it's
that's
targeted at
collectors.
adults
Yeah.
and collectors with adult money. And there's this new.
you can't play with
new-
those. I mean, because
Yeah.
that's how I mean, I know that's
Exactly.
you can play with because I believe like all my I like 90% of my stuff. If a kid walks in and they want to play with it, they're fine. Eagle Moss, no, because I've had my wife's nephew break a nacelle. Whatever, we got to fix it. There's hot glue, but like that's not for.
and Eagle Moss is
It's a
like
Discovery A. Just put it back on. You got.
they're just the nacelles are separated like in Discovery.
Exactly.
Eagle Moss is a perfect example of a company that they should partner with. But right now, as the like licensing exists in Star Trek, it feels like Eagle Moss took on the Star Trek license and did these things, whereas it was more like a Paramount thing. It's like this is our official line of like officially licensed Star. You know what I mean? Like there's like a disconnect there. I feel like because like you said before, Philip, it's all bits and pieces. Like somebody licensed the left shoe from this series, somebody licensed the shuttlecraft from this series, but it's never like I just feel like there should be like a Star Trek premium line where it's like that's where you go and they get the best.
the Fajo collection.
Yeah, exactly. The Fajo collection.
Well, like for instance, again, you can get money from your Star Trek. I'm not that savvy. I'm stupid because, for instance, Discovery, not my favorite series, but if there were things out there, I would still get it. So, for instance, Discovery badge. That I can't remember. I mean, it's not that I just can't remember their name, but Discovery badge is out there, but it's blank. And unfortunately, fortunately, Discovery is rank specific and branch specific. So, it's command lieutenant, it's science commander,
yeah.
it's, well, at least.
But you could definitely make something with like a swappable part to like, so you only have one SKU.
But if they had a website, I mean, because you didn't even have to, you just based it off orders. You don't have to have it in the back of the warehouse. But like if they had a website, like pick your thing, pick your rank. Like I would buy a Captain Command Discovery Combat, but you can't get one.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's certain things like comm badges where it's like low-hanging fruit. Like, just make it. We will buy it. Or maybe, I don't know. Maybe there's some study somewhere that shows that Star Trek fans won't buy it. But I think they
Good
will.
Lord.
I'll buy $100 TNG pin, comm badge, like in a snap, if I knew it was worth the money and it was like that
accurate.
level of quality. And if they were like, they were willing to put the work in to say, yes, we've vetted this, we've officially partnered with these people because they're the ones to do it, and it's worth $100, then I would do it in a second. It would take me,
And they kind of have that. I mean, they have like the old TOS communicator that's actually like a Bluetooth device you could use as a phone and pair with your phone. Like, and there's like a nice phaser. So there are kind of those high end electronics, but
Have some phasers, right? Funny that's my TOS stuff. And like and I don't know who made. I have a big TOS tricorder. It's that one right there.
oh yeah,
But it's like because the original one was like probably
black leather, silver highlights.
Yes.
I just love this era.
And I don't know who made that. It might have been Diamond Select. Of course, TOS. I don't know if the design is just easier because obviously, but like I don't know. Accessories have not gotten too complex in the 21st century. But as you're saying, it would probably cost a lot. But
The Discovery comm badge is like will not transport.
but
Like it
a
does.
tricorder that lights up correctly,
Right.
like full light and sounds. You can like switch it off, or you need to have no sound or no lights or whatever. But like the tricorder for Playmates, it's but like the full light and sounds. I mean, it's gonna be like 200, but like I think about it,
It makes me think of like the Hasbro Lab stuff, where that's I think what they need to do. Basically, being it's like they're kickstarting it, where they get all of the buy-in before they actually make the product. And so say like, hey, we're Star Trek, we're going to release this amazing tricorder. It's going to cost this, but it's going to do this. And then if it doesn't reach a certain level of pre-buys, then you just don't make it and you're not out any money. Like, I think maybe that is the new way of judging.
Yeah. And if you were upfront about that
content.
model, I mean, fans would understand. I mean, if that's upfront, like, okay, guys, we have the screen accurate comm badge from pick a series, Discovery, Picard, whatever. If we get, and it's going to be $100. If we get 500 orders by this date, we'll do it.
Right.
And we'd be like, okay. And then I would be like, that'd be the buzz because it's all like limited and there's time.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Usually they have like a month or two to like get in, and if you do, so it's just like Kickstarter, except for it's official and it's not tied through that.
Yeah, put a number on it and people will buy it.
All right. So Paramount, give us a call. Or CBS Paramount, Viacom, whatever the heck you're called. Just give us a call. We'll just be brainstorming all day long. So we'll just do it by Zoom. We don't even have to come to wherever you are, California. Darren will. All right, guys.
I will.
All right, Daniel. So if folks want to know where they can get their authentic, or just directions of how to build their own Discovery comm badge, where can they reach you?
They can find me on Twitter at OneUpDan. That is the number one, not the word, as in I am the number one go-to place for apparently Discovery comm badges. So there you go.
Cool. And Darren, if folks want to know where they can buy their plush versions of the little robots that fix stuff in Discovery, where can they find you?
No plush dots. We're not making those. Plush Murph, we will though. They can find me at drsci-fi.com, DRSEIFI.
And if folks want to talk to me about my line of 100% authentic and accurate mermaid statues from the La Serena Star Trek Picard collection, they can find me at NC Public Servant. Well, until next week, I'm Philip Gilfus.
I'm Darren Moser.
I'm Daniel Prue.
Stranded here without merchandise on City Alpha 3.